Should you buy the FZ09 as your first bike? I don't really know if I like or hate these videos, but I figured I'd do a quick one. So you're gonna get a first bike and you spot the FZ09. I know it makes things tight in the pants, and for good reason. And holy shit, the city of Pooler definitely built a new courthouse, or whatever the fuck that is, and did it really quick too. Anyway, so back onto the FZ09. Should you get it? Sure, why not? Go for it. I don't think it's gonna make you any better or worse for any particular reason. Are there arguments to both sides of the horsepower or the CC? Yeah, sure. But I mean, honestly, if you think that you're a careless driver and you have some concerns about your own ability to judge traffic, and no one's perfect, no one can perfectly judge traffic and make split-second decisions, but if you feel that you're definitely on the slower side of that, yeah, you probably shouldn't get a big CC bike as your first one. But if you think that you are average or above average ability to read traffic and, you know, and pick out that, you know, say someone who's tailgating, you know, like if this car was tailgating the truck in front of them and all of a sudden this lane became open, you know, if you think about it, that guy is going to more than likely shift over to the lane. And that's what I'm talking about, reading traffic. If you have the, you know, sense of mind to do that, then I would say it doesn't really matter. You can get whatever size bike you want. But if you don't, yeah, you should probably stay away from it. That way you're not going, you don't have the ability to go as fast as quick. You can still hit 70 miles an hour on a little tiny bike unless you go to like a Grom or something. But if you get, you know, a 300 cc or 350, whatever it is, you can still do it. I mean, are these bikes quick? Yeah, they're quick. There's nothing about it that's not controllable. There's nothing about it that's gonna just all of a sudden just be gone. You know, and there's different modes. I don't know. My opinion's real. Hey, you can watch other videos and they're going to give you, you know, 20-minute long discussions about the shit. But honestly, if you think you can handle it, you can probably handle it. You know, then you're also not going to be bottlenecked by only having a 300cc engine or something. But it's all on what you need. If you do a lot of highway driving, you're gonna need a higher CC engine just so you don't have to hear it whine the entire time down the highway. Honestly, if you think you can handle it, you probably can, so go get it. Knock yourself out. I don't think you're gonna die just because you necessarily went and got a high CC bike. You decided, you know what? I got a big dick. I'm gonna get a big bike. Is the FZ09 the big dick bike that you want? The few things that I do like about this bike and don't like about this bike, the throttle is insanely twitchy. It's gotten better with, you know, just muscle memory. But when I first got on it, A mode was a complete bitch for no reason. You know, well, I know the reason because I wasn't used to it, but you know what I'm kind of getting at. Like it's just ridiculously twitchy, especially when you're down low. But I mean, even like when you let off and get back on, that point where it re-engages is so just jumpy. It's weird. But it's nothing that is not controllable and you don't start to compensate for. You know, if you go research this bike, like everyone's like, it's a wheelie monster and all that. And can it be? Yeah, it damn sure can be. It's got a ton of torque. But, you know, it even almost scared me out of getting it just from watching all those videos and everyone overhyping how much torque it really had. You know, I thought that, Jesus Christ, I'll never even be able to get on the throttle in A mode in first or second gear without it just ripping up and, you know, and being uncontrollable. It's not that at all. It's really not. Now, I am a bigger guy. I'm 6 foot, 220, you know, so I'm not a featherweight. But it's nothing that's gonna just, you know, if you roll on it full hard, yeah. But can you get off the line quickly, you know, and make quick pulls? Yes. And it's not gonna just, you know, and come up in your face. That didn't sound right. Shit. I don't know, it's just a little breakdown of it. Everything feels really good. I mean, you can criticize every bike until you can't talk no more. You could come up with random shit. But in all just honesty, is it a good bike? Yeah. Should you go for it? I would think so. Should you be afraid that it's got so much torque, it's uncontrollable, you know, like some of these videos hype or whatever? No. I wouldn't let yourself get talked out of it for that reason. But if you go take your motorcycle safety course, which you should do anyways, and I haven't checked on it in a long time. I got mine like over something like 10 years ago. But if you want to get your motorcycle's license, you have to take the safety course, and you should have a license if you're wanting to drive one. So you should have that safety course at some period, you know, and that'll let you ride some motorcycles. And then once you actually have that and have your motorcycle license, you can go to a dealership and they will let you test ride. And especially if it's a used one, they will let you test ride it and you can figure it out for yourself. But start off in a low mode, like B mode, and figure it out. If you launch an A, will it come up on you? Yeah. But, you know, I mean, most bikes will. In all honesty, unless you're going for a low CC bike. So there's nothing really that crazy different about this one. And I just want to keep driving that home because it almost talked me out of this bike. And I would have really regretted that because I really like this bike. So I just want to mention that one more time. Don't be discouraged or, you know, really super concerned that it's just going to lift up on you uncontrollably, and that's just not going to happen. I mean, you can make it come up, but it's all in your control if you know what you're doing. Summary, again, it's a great bike. I hope to one day do a review on it. You know, but honestly, I'm not super mechanically inclined, and I'm not going to be just throwing out all these, oh, it's got this ratio to that torque and all that. No, I'll be the one to tell you, hey, look, it's got a horn, it's got some flashy lights, and if you twist your right hand, it goes pretty damn fast. I've only gotten like about 1,000 miles on the bike, so it's not really time for that yet. Is it too much bike for a beginner? That's on you. If you think you can handle it, again, you probably can, so go for it. You know, then you won't have to worry about upgrading from that little 350 in, you know, in a couple months when you learn how to ride. Just plan out your routes, go simple back roads, you know, don't put yourself in high risk, high traffic situations right when you start off. Eventually you're gonna have to go in those so you aren't afraid of them. But a lot of those fears you have now will go away. You'll become more comfortable with them because you learn how you act in those scenarios and understand what's going on and learn to read people, and everything just works out. So if your gut feeling says get a small bike, go get a small bike. But if you think you can handle it and you're not just being, hey, I have a big dick and I want a big bike, don't get the big bike. You know, seriously consider, you know, being responsible and getting something smaller until you overcome that self-confidence that could get you in trouble. One other thing to add is the fear of me and small bikes is that in situations in traffic, you might not be able to get away from it quick enough. If someone's coming over on you and you're halfway in between and your best course of action is to go, having that extra CC could be the difference between you getting hit and not. And it's totally a specific scenario that I'm using that in. And it probably is just what I use to justify having larger CC. But I feel like if my bike can't get away quick enough, then it puts me in danger. And that's why I chose the higher CC. Plus, I've ridden before, so I know that I'll quickly outgrow something like a 350. Or even I outgrew my 600. That's my rambling. Thanks for listening to it. Hit the subscribe button so you can hear more shit, really, that comes out of my mouth. Later.